All right, we're picking up here on page 204. 204. Venezuela's wealth attracted many immigrants from Europe and other South American countries. These immigrants, like most other Venezuelans, suffered in the 1980s when the price of oil dropped sharply. Without the money provided by high oil prices, the economy couldn't support the people. Oil prices recovered in the 1990s, and the Venezuelan economy continues to be based on their oil production. As you can see on the map on the next page, the Orinoco River Basin and Lake Maricopa are rich in oil. Venezuela is the only South American member of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries called OPEC. The member countries in this organization attempt to control world oil production and keep oil prices from falling too low. The Guiana Highlands in the southeast are rich in other minerals, such as iron ore, for making steel. Gold is also mined in remote areas of the highlands. Dams on the tributaries of the Orinoco River produce hydroelectricity. Caracas in Venezuela's capital and the economic and culture center of the country. It is a large city with a modern subway system, busy expressways, and tall office buildings. Still, neither Caracas nor Venezuela has escaped poverty. Caracas is encircled by slums, and many Venezuelans living in the rural areas of the country are also poor. Bottom of 205, government. After years of suffering under military dictatorships, the people of Venezuela elected their first president in 1959. Since then, Venezuela's government has dealt with economic turmoil and political protest. 2002, Venezuela's president, Hugo Chavez, started to distribute the country's oil income equally among all Venezuelans. Before Chavez's presidency, only a small percentage of wealthy Venezuelans benefited from the country's oil income. 206. Millions of Venezuelans went on strike to protest the president's actions. A strike is a group of workers stopping work until their demands are met. The strike lasted for 2 months. The protesters wanted Chavez to resign, but he refused. As a result of the strike, Venezuela's economy suffered and oil exports fell dramatically. Many Venezuelans opposed to President Chavez called for a referendum, a recall vote. The referendum was defeated. 2006, after 63% of Venezuelans reelected Chavez as president. In his second term, Chavez adopted new policies aimed at bringing an end to poverty, illiteracy, and hunger. Chavez also supported changing his nation's constitution to end presidential term limits. Many Venezuelans fear that Chavez has grown too powerful and might rule indefinitely. The Guianas. The countries of Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana are together known as Guianas. Dense tropical rainforests cover much of this region, which lies east of Venezuela. Guyana comes from a South American Indian word that means land of waters. About 1/3 of the country's population lives in Georgetown, the capital. Nearly all of Guyana's agricultural lands are located on flat, fertile plains along the coast. Guyana's most important agriculture products are rice and sugar. Guyana's population is diverse. About half of its people are descended from people who migrated to Guyana from India. These immigrants come to Guyana to work on the country's sugar plantations. Most Guyanese today farm small plots of land or run small businesses. About 1/3 of the population is descended from former African slaves. These people operate large businesses and hold most of the government positions. Suriname, 207. The resources and economy of Suriname are similar to those of Guyana. Like Guyana, Suriname has a diverse population. The country's population includes South Asians, Africans, Chinese, Indonesians, and Creoles, which are people of mixed heritage. The capital, Paramaribo, is home to nearly half of the country's people. French Guiana is a territory of France and sends representatives to the country in Paris.